want to show everybody this rest area. Just before Meteor crater.
It's a cop right here.
Anyway, it's nestled in all these rocks out here in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of cool. I'm just going to drive through it. I'm not stopping. It's right here. Got these rocks everywhere.
How the picnic tables are kind of like separate. They're all together right there, but they're private.
Just all in the rocks here. It's kind of cool. Just a patch of rocks in the middle of the desert, and they stuck the rest area right in the middle of it. And we're on the Meteor.
Snakes.
On the Meteor crater. That's definitely the crater there. It goes from there to there. Crater rim. We're about a mile away from it, so it's bigger than it looks from here. Just looking at how much Earth has been shoved up in the air around the edges of this, or shoved up, not up in the air, but it's such a big hill where there were no hill before, all the way around this thing. First little peek at the edge here before we go in. We paid more money to get in this place than we have anywhere this entire trip. They want like 18 bucks a person to get in here. And you can tell this is a privately owned place. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. This crater is privately owned. Somebody owns it. And there's a lot of money that they have made here with the looks of everything. Crater's still up there. Apollo test capsules, they tested stuff for splashdown. This thing never really went in space. But it said they trained astronauts inside this crater because it's so similar to the moon. It says this is the largest piece of the meteor that hit this, called this crater. And it's just iron, solid iron. Big this thing is. And the rim of this thing is so high in the air. Mountain where there was no mountain. Just looking at the rock and stuff this thing threw out. Meteor is about half size of a football field, the one that landed here. It says half of the meteor is now tiny little pieces all buried in the crater. The other half is tiny little spheroids laying all around within 7 miles of the crater. And here we are at the bottom of the crater where no one's allowed to go. We climbed the fence and climbed that big hill back there, and didn't we?
Yep.
Broke every rule in the house getting down here. I'm just kidding. It's inside the museum. You're not allowed at the bottom of the crater. I'm just fooling you. I did want to point out that line right there, that's a fault that it broke the rock under the crater and it created a thrust fault right there. I wanted to explain one thing about what the Indians thought. Before the white man came, I was asking them in here, I specifically want to know what the Indians thought before the white man came. And the crater is right here. But what they said is the Hopi Indians thought that these mountains, these volcanoes in the distance there, is where the Kachinas, their gods, all came from. The Kachinas all came out of these volcanoes. But one day, one of the Kachinos got really angry and came out of the volcano and put his fist into the ground right here and caused this massive crater. And that was how the Indians believed it. And then this is all privately owned. I asked how that came about. The first fella that found this crater, he went mining for the meteorite down in the center of it. And by the mining claim that he had filed, he became owner of this crater, and his family has owned it ever since. So now we're going to move on to Sunset Volcano.